Um, Hi. I I'd say good morning, but 3:30 seems a little too early to really count. Um, Woke up, couldn't get back to sleep, decided to go for a run. Um, yeah, that's been me the last couple of weeks. Sorry, I didn't realize I was waking you up. No, that's fine. I'll try to be quieter next time. Uh, do you mind if I ask what you're doing? No, I just mean it's been a while since I've caught you digging through my cabinets. Yeah? No, I get it. Now, if I can't go back to sleep, I'd rather be productive too. So, what are you doing? I didn't know you baked. Well, the first I'm hearing of it. No one in the pack is much of a baker, so I'm not sure what we have in terms of ingredients. If you need me to pick up anything specific from the store, just, let me know. I can make that happen. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what to say right now. I've gotten pretty used to having the den to myself this early, so I'm gonna give you some space and head to my office. No, it's not that I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to crowd you if you wanted time alone or something. You sure? All right. I guess I wouldn't mind the company either. Hmm? Yeah, that was me shifting outside. Technically, I can open the door with my nose, but if I can use my hands, I'd rather do that. It it feels good. Makes me feel lighter, if that makes sense. It's not just me, it's a pretty common sentiment with shifters. Exactly. Now you know why I was so bothered by the traps we kept finding. It wouldn't be fatal, but stepping in one of those snares would not feel great. Um, what are you making? Huh. So you can just do that. Pull ingredients together and make something up as you go. No, it's impressive. I'm god awful at baking, so the fact that you can do that without a recipe, I'll give it to you. Yeah, it's a little awkward. I don't know. I could find something to yell at you about. We could argue over nothing for old time's sake. Or you can ask me incredibly personal questions that I don't want to answer, and I can take my frustration out on you. Yeah. I'm not really in the mood to fight either. Diane called last night. She wanted to check on how you were. Well, apparently you told her you weren't staying at home anymore, but you didn't tell her where? If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were embarrassed to tell her you're staying with a bunch of dogs. I meant it as a joke. You don't have to tell her anything. Are you okay? You don't have to answer. Trust me, I usually don't like answering that question myself. It's just... It's just you've been abnormally quiet ever since Valera left. Nobody really wanted to bring it up. You insisted on having that last session be private, and you haven't said a word about it since. I don't want to push you to talk about it if you don't want to, but I just want to make sure that you're all right. And that's the whole reason that we had you come stay with us. Right? Yeah, you say that, but you've been sifting flour ever since I walked in. The siev's been empty for a good minute. You're just tapping it. Alright, come on. Put it down. Put it down. I'm not going to make you talk about it. I couldn't even imagine what you might have seen in that last session. But if you want to talk about anything, and I mean anything, I'm willing to listen. And if you wanted, as soon as the sun comes up, we never have to talk about it again. You can say no. I didn't mean to overstep. What is? Hey, a nightmare isn't stupid. It's not. And kids aren't the only ones who have them. It'd be pretty hard to find someone in this pack who hasn't dealt with nightmares. I'm serious. Why do you think I'm up? Yeah. Well, like I said, no one here is going to judge you for something like that. I'm definitely not. Hey, we're talking about you here. Did you forget that? Yeah. Well, then we're both a little messed up. Mm-hmm. Not just the fire, but that's been a new addition. I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours. Yeah. Yeah, we can go sit on the couch. Probably for the best before the oven gets involved. Come on. I'm gonna cut you off right there. No apologizing. That's not allowed right now. You have nothing to apologize for, especially not for having a nightmare. You're not keeping me up. I've got my own issues keeping me awake. Don't think so highly of yourself. I'm here to listen. You can tell me as much or as little as you feel comfortable. It's whatever you want to get off your chest. It might feel stupid, but it's not. Trust me. Even outside of your circumstances, nightmares can be debilitating. No, you want to hear something stupid? Well, it might make you feel better. For 2 months, I could not close any doors. I'm serious. I am 100% serious. For 2 months, I left every door open, including the bathroom and the front door on several occasions, much to Simon's anxiety. I mean it. I also can't eat carrots, but that's more of a me thing than a nightmare thing. Pretty sure you can't get more dumb than that. I've gotten better at handling the nightmares. 10 breaths, 5 senses, going for a run to clear my head. The pattern usually works. On the nights when it doesn't, I handle it. Guess that's one of the perks of being in charge. There's always paperwork to keep me busy. No, I know I said I'd tell you. It changes from night to night. I never really know what to expect. Sometimes it's a bunch of hypotheticals spiraling in front of me, sometimes voices. Most of the time it's bodies. A huge pile of bodies that I was too late to save. And the faces are always changing, so I'm always caught off guard. Yeah. The pack. Usually Beth and Knight are at the top. But, ever since the fire, you've been added to the roster. So, congratulations. I know I did, but that doesn't... I came close to not being able to save you. Now it just seems like my subconscious doesn't want me to forget that. No, I haven't told them. Well, there's not much they can do about it. You've had enough going on, don't you think? You didn't need me asking to hold your hand just so I could make sure your heart was still beating. Plus, Valera would have had a field day with her jokes, and I didn't want... Yeah. Yeah, I can feel it. God, where were you 2 hours ago, huh? I know you're okay. I know. Yeah, the nightmares are always rough, but I'll take them over the nights where you just relive the same moment over and over again. Wait, that's what you've been dealing with since Valera brought back your memories, isn't it? No, those are so much worse. being stuck in the same situation over and over again, and even if you realize you're in a dream, that's not real. You can't change anything. I have them too. Yeah, it's like you said. It's just a constant replay. We don't have to do everything all at once, but no, you never told me why. Never really came up. Huh. Best friend was a blood mage. That explains why you got registered. And why you asked about that with Valera. What? Hiking accident? Oh. My condolences. Yeah, without getting graphic, I have experience with empty casket burials. I'm sorry you had to lay him to rest that way. Makes sense. God knows I wouldn't want to stay in the same town either. What? Wait, how do you mean? Jesus. So that's when you lost your memories. But... Okay, so you didn't, Right, so... if you thought that it was an accident before, what actually happened that night? Okay. Right. So, this girl just kind of swooped in out of nowhere and started shaking things up in your neighborhood? Boy, that sounds familiar. I'm suddenly understanding why you didn't like me at first. You didn't like me. Hotshot, the first day I came into the ranger station to talk about the Petton Park event, I didn't even say hi to you, and you called me an intruder. If that was your version of a joke, it wasn't funny. Yeah, at all. Well, you didn't look like you were joking. Didn't sound like it either. Part of me thought that the traps around the property were from you at first. All right, I believe you. So what happened with this girl? Right, okay. And I'm assuming she was... vampire. Got it. No. We haven't done any business with anyone named Charlotte. And I don't recognize the last name either. She did what? It was her. Why? Why would she even... I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Please tell me you didn't... That's why she wiped your memory of magic. So you couldn't report it to the Bureau. Yeah, makes sense. No. Don't apologize. God, you just remembered your best friend was killed in front of you. What? It wasn't your fault. It wasn't. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Isaiah's death was not your fault. No, it doesn't matter. You did whatever you could for him. The fact that you went after him when he said he was going to go off with her, that you did what you could. You had no way of knowing what she would do. That's not something that you can put on yourself. I, of all people, know that is easier said than done. Hey, stay with me. Stay with me, okay? Stay with me. I'm right here. I'm right here with you. Yeah, squeeze my hand. Squeeze my hand as much as you need. I can take it. Okay. Keep looking at me. Keep looking at me, alright? With me. You are right here with me. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Take some deep breaths for me, okay? Okay, with me. In. And out. In. And out. Good. One more for me, okay? One more. In. And out. Good job. Good. You're doing good. Hey, what did I say before? No apologizing. Yeah. Hey. Do you remember what you said to me over the phone before Thomas attacked the station? Mm-hmm. You told me you've got me. You've got me, yeah? Well, it's right back at you. Yeah, I've got you. I've got you. I promise. Yeah, come on, one more breath with me, okay? One more. Okay. Perfect. What can I do? You have been forced to relive something absolutely awful. I promise there is nothing you can't ask for right now. Mm-hmm. Look, give me a name and I'll have this entire pack going on a hunt in 5 minutes. Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah? Come on, what is it? That all? Yes, come here. Come here. It's okay. You're okay. You're safe. I promise you're safe. Nothing is going to happen to you here. I swear it's going to be okay. Keep breathing, alright? Just let it all out. I got you. I got you. Hey, if you'd like, I know a good couple of resources for grief counseling, both for non-wielders and the Bureau. I got a whole stack of pamphlets in my office somewhere. No, I know. But I'm not equipped to help you through all of this. Not in the way that really counts. But I can help you find someone who is. Yeah. No matter what, you are not gonna deal with this on your own. Yes, that is the alpha side coming out. And technically, since you live here in the den, you still have to do what I say. Tell you what, I will follow your orders when it comes to park safety. You will follow my orders when it comes to this. Yeah. Alright, we'll do that then. Yeah. Yeah, we can stay like this. I don't mind. Hey, don't even start. I meant it when I said you do not have to handle this alone. You've got me and the entire pack on your side now. Oh yeah? I remember Evie saying she wanted to meet you. Glad she could make such a good first impression. Aggressively friendly fits her pretty well. I'm afraid you're not going to get out of that anytime soon. She's going to be your friend whether you want it or not. Yeah, no one's ever really minded it before. She's a good one. I do have one more important question. It's not about the memories or anything like that. We're still hoping to host another fall festival this month. If you wanted to help with decorating and setting things up, it'll give you a chance to be proactive, and you can do all your safety checks. Yes, I promise I won't be annoyed. As long as you'll get off my back for the actual event. Speaking of which, were you planning on dressing up as a werewolf again? It was a really big hit last year. Oh, now I know you're really exhausted if you're agreeing to that so easily. Hacha? You still with me? Get some sleep. You've earned it. Sweet dreams.